Yeah, so I am a maritime archaeologist and a professor in maritime studies at East Carolina University in North Carolina on the east coast of the U.S. And I have conducted archaeology around the world, and my research area spans from Spanish colonial shipwrecks of exploration and colony all the way to World War II. And so what brings me here is my World War II archaeology experience. So maritime archaeology is essentially the study of humans' engagement in the maritime world. So it can range from shipwrecks underwater to lighthouses, to fisheries that are historical. And so it really is the study of the past of our interaction with the sea. Yeah, so the Battle of Sunda Strait was a critical point during World War II in the Pacific. Not only for the U.S., but also for Australian Navy as well. Two vessels were moving, two warships were moving through the strait, and they were surprised that the Japanese were actually anchored in Banten Bay. And so that surprise led to an engagement between Japanese and U.S. forces and Australian forces. And the Japanese actually sunk two vessels, HMAS Perth and USS Houston. And that sinking involved over 600 men. And of the 600 men, over 600 men who went down, only 396, I think, were actually survived. And so they were captured by the Japanese and forced through camps, labor camps, and then of those, only 299 made it back to the U.S. To continue to live. And so for the U.S., there's important historical significance for that, because USS Houston is a grave site for our lost sailors. So USS Houston, being designated a maritime conservation zone, provides it protection from illegal or illicit looting. We know that pre-war steel is a commodity, and so there are essentially whole shipwrecks from World War II disappearing. And so before that happens, placing USS Houston under a marine conservation zone is really critical to making sure that there is protection and that there's legislation that protects it. So I think that it's significant to have underwater cultural heritage. So, you know, shipwrecks or aircraft or whatever it is that's underwater be part of that protection area, right? So all There's potential for all types of protected zones, you know, from mangrove forests to significant fishery, you know, nurseries and things like that, seagrasses, and for underwater cultural heritage to have a piece of that sort of protection. I think it's really critical and important because it's a holistic approach to protecting the waters. Yes, I think it's really important to, first of all, sit down with the local community and talk to them about the importance of the shipwreck and the multiple values that a shipwreck can hold, because it can be a grave, but it can also be subsistence, a fishing space. And so understanding the multiple values of that and communicating those to the community really sort of draws them into understanding why it's important. Because if, you know, looting on any scale is allowed on the site, that removes the objects on which the fish actually live. And so removing the habitat means that you're going to lose the fish, you're going to lose the habitat. And so, you know, having those conversations about how we need to protect it and what it means to the community is important.